Try now.
Anybody talk?
Doesn't sound.
No sound.
Shows we got sound.
Yeah, that was off.
What was off?
That one, not talking.
Well, we thought we had it fixed last week.
It was. I checked it on Friday.
Okay, I think we're good now.
Ask her if it's working. If she
I did.
can hear- Yeah.
Have now.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
All right, you got our papers.
Yes, they're right here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you taking pictures?
So please just do what I've done. Raise your right hand, please. Do you, Nicole Reagan, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arkansas, and that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and defend them against all enemies whatsoever, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office of Commissioner of the Holiday Island Suburban Improvement District, Carroll County, state of Arkansas, according to the best of your abilities, so help you God.
I do.
Congratulations. This is not going to work handicap any sense. Your right hand. Do you, David Robert, do solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arkansas, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and defend them against all enemies whatsoever, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of officer of the Commissioner of the Holiday Island Suburban Improvement District, Carroll County, state of Arkansas, according to the best of your abilities, so help you God.
I do.
Congratulations.
They signed both of them. There's two.
Oh. Did Jack send both of them?
No,
Jack, any of you again?
we need two originals.
Jack? Here. Just say your head.
No.
Oh, sorry, Jack. Just for case. Jack.
Thank you. Randy. Have Randy sign.
Forget that.
Rich, do you have any announcements?
No, I mean, I do. I just want to announce how well the Saturday meeting went with Cindy and everybody. And I feel like we got a lot of stuff accomplished over that meeting. And hopefully, with our work session here in 15 minutes, we'll discuss some of that and That's the only announcement that I have for right now.
You want to give us an update on
The pro shop flooring is all done. The baseboard is sitting there, not nailed yet. It'll be nailed up today. And the threshold's left, and this week, hopefully, we'll be moving all the materials down there. So that way, by this weekend, when it's 50 degrees and everybody wants to golf, they'll be checking. They'll still probably have to check in and out through the kitchen because of the computer, but we'll get the computer system down there and get it up and going soon.
Okay. Any other announcements? We'll open the floor to public comments, limited to 3 minutes. Mr. Gray.
This is a special meeting.
Good morning, members of the board.
This is a special meeting.
Thanks for having me back. I did address you guys last month, and you invited me to come back this month to
Not for this meeting.
answer further questions. And so I was also told, after I addressed some concerns that I had with the services provided, HICID, regarding the water towers, I was told that my point of first contact would be the district manager, the water system manager, and my office has told me that we did try to contact them multiple times with phone calls, voicemails, and emails, and we've not heard back. So I'm back here in front of you guys just for the new members to give you a brief rundown. We moved here about 2 years. I moved here with my family, and my company goes all over the United States. We're brought in by various engineering groups to assess work that's being performed on water towers, and we repairs and coatings that have been applied, and just determine whether or not those projects are being done up to spec. And so I requested a copy of the recent inspection reports for the water towers here in Holiday Island, and discovered that with several of these towers, with a few of these towers, the interior liners are completely shot. The steel substrate is exposed to chlorinated water, which can lead to corrosion. And I see in these inspection reports provided by this company that is employed by ICE to come out and do these inspections and then ultimately do any repairs that they deem necessary. The reports, even though the photographic evidence shows that the buildings are in terrible condition, and that there's a great deal of exposed substrate that's not protected with coatings, and thus corrosion. The reports are just stating that there's some minor breakdown of the coatings, and that's not accurate. That the photographs don't show that. So HICID pays a great deal of money every year to have the towers completely kept up to speed. And the contractor that you have hired to perform that work is going to get paid the same amount of money if the contract is as per usual. And I've seen a lot of these contracts. They're going to get paid the same amount of money whether they do any work to the towers or not. That same contractor is in charge of making the decision of when work should be done. So they come out, they do these inspections, they get paid their money, they say everything's in good condition, nothing to see here.
So, Mr. Gray, what you're saying is that these inspections we're paying for are somewhat deceptive.
Well, I'm saying that it might be,
They're telling us they're okay, and you're saying they're not.
that's what I'm saying. And it might be in your best interest to bring in a third party, just to assess the towers and take a closer look. Based on the photographs that I'm seeing here, I don't even know if that's necessary at this point. It might be a good idea just to bring in a representative of the company that's doing this work and have them come up in front of the board and answer these questions. Why are they saying that these towers are in good shape when they're not? Now, one of these reports does state that some work needs to happen to one of these towers. It's very evident to me that that probably should have happened years ago, but I'd like to know, is that scheduled? Is it on the agenda? Are they coming out to do the work, or are they just putting it on paper here and not scheduling it? Are we going to continue to push this down the road? So I'd like to have somebody from their group come out and just maybe address the board. And each of you guys can grab a copy of these reports. For each tower, it's just a few pages with some bullet point notes and some photographs, so you can easily look at these assessments, look at these reports and see the condition, and then just have some point-blank questions for any representative that would come from that company and ask, why are you telling us one thing when what we're seeing is another? And then also ask the question, with the tower that you did tell us that needs to be renovated, when are we going to get the renovation? Is that going to happen this year? Is it scheduled already? And that is something I'm not aware of.
Have you personally looked at these towers?
I've not, only the reports.
And the photographs are in the report?
And the photographs are in the reports. The photographs that I see,
So rich.
these are black and white copies. It would be nice to see some color copies of the reports. But it's very clear that we have widespread debonding of the coatings and corrosion. And then I see, well, like the fire tower, as soon as you open the report, and I can hand this to you guys so you can see it, as soon as you open the report, you see excessive corrosion along. But then you see a bullet point here, interior coating condition, they say coating is beginning to show minor breakdown below the high water level. The interior coatings will be reviewed and evaluated further for scheduling repairs. This is not minor breakdown. This would be, so AWWA in their D102 standards would call this a complete failure of the coatings. You have this company employed so that you don't have a failure of the coatings, so that you don't have exposed steel. And for the money that you're paying, I would say as soon as you start to have even the most minor, isolated, localized debonding of paint, they should go in and make those repairs so that you don't have exposed steel.
Makes sense.
You guys, last time I was here, you asked about my record and customers that are in the area, and I could go over a list if you guys would like to hear it of some of the local customers that we have. It's by no means comprehensive, but if you are wondering about my expertise, I can go over that list with you. But I do want to stress that my objective here is not to get employed by HICID. My objective is we're drinking this water. I just want to make sure that the water is kept in good condition, that it's clean, that we don't have corrosion of our water towers, and that if we're not getting the bang for our buck, if we're not getting what we're paying for, find a contractor that's willing to work hard for HICID's business and come in and give us what we're paying for.
Could you read that list to us?
Again, just 1 second.
Mr. Chair, can I ask you, I mean, this is public comment, and we can bring this issue up at a later time, so we can put it on an agenda to actually have a conversation about, but it is a public comment, not a.
Great.
And we're still in the special
Right.
meeting.
What you're talking
And we're
about.
still in the special meeting.
That's right. We're still in special meeting at this point, but it is a public
You
comment.
need a better platform than.
I so do. Thank you for that. I do.
This is not the right time.
Right.
You need a whole spot on the agenda so that we can go through all of this.
Okay.
And I would suggest that we do it, at a regular meeting.
Okay.
And I think the urgency is that we'll make room for you on the January 27th agenda.
I'll be sure to be here.
Because what you're talking about is very important. And it deserves a much more in-depth platform than just an impromptu, spontaneous presentation. I hear more about this problem, and I want to see what we have to do to get it fixed.
The 3 minutes is challenging for me because there's a lot to go over, and I feel like I'm just giving you guys a bird's eye view.
Yeah, that's why the public comments time is really, it's not adequate for what you need.
Thank you.
And I'd also like to see if possibly on the 27th, we could have a representative here from the company that's currently doing the work.
Okay, and that would not be up to me.
No, but that, if Rich, the district manager, can get a hold of these people and explain to them, we need them to come before the board and explain what they're doing.
That sounds great, and if they would like to, if Rich would like to reach out to me, if they want to come and meet on site at one of the towers before we come in front of the board, and just kind of air the laundry, have a discussion about it, have a conversation, and then that way, ideally, we don't come before the board and have a feud. We come before the board and we're kind of like-minded, that we see that something needs to be done and they're in agreement.
Well, I'm not sure where this company that's doing the work now, where they're located, their availability, but we'll find out.
That sounds great. Unless you guys have any other questions for me. I do have the list if I have time to go over it, but save that for later.
Yeah, we'll save it for the meeting, but right now, I would say that we put it on the January 27th agenda. It's not something that we can put off. What you're talking about is far too important.
Okay, I appreciate that. I'll be here on the 27th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other public comments?
I have a question. I would like to know why these people that he contacted here did not respond to him.
I'd like to know the same thing, and Rich will find out. Any commissioner comments? Nicole?
So we're gonna have him, are we gonna have him meet with those people before the meeting?
If Rich can
If
arrange
that's
that.
possible.
But like I said, I don't know where this outfit is, they're located in
Well,
Springdale.
Rich, I mean, would you prefer to have this guy meet with, you and him meet with those people prior to the meeting?
This is something we can discuss later. I mean, let's just adjourn the special meeting and then we can go into the work session.
Okay.
I have a motion for adjournment.
Motion for that.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn the meeting. All those